You always love to make an entrance, Stark. How did I do?
I'll give you a 7 out of 10.
Well, if we take this brand new info into consideration, this game is certainly shaping up to be a 10 out of 10. But regardless, welcome back true believers and all you merry Marvelites to another very exciting video relating to the upcoming Iron Man game developed by Motive Studios. And every time we hear more about this game from Motive Studios themselves, the way more excited I get. But nothing has made me as excited for this game as the news that we are going to dive into. Because if Motive is going the direction I think they're going, this could easily be one of the best Marvel games ever made. Now, I have made several videos in the past going over all the currently known information relating to this upcoming Iron Man game, so definitely be sure to check those videos out if you haven't already to make sure that you're all up to speed on everything that we know about this game so far. And the main reason why I say all this is because one of the previous videos I made about this game did indicate the potential that it would not be a fully open world experience, but instead it looked like it was going to be a bit more of a linear structure game like what we saw with the Dead Space remake, which was also made by Motive, or more broadly in the sense of Marvel games, similar to what we saw with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, based on this brand new job listing, it looks like that's no longer going to be the case, and instead it looks like Motive is going to be creating the ideal Iron Man experience that all of us wanted from the start. So all of this Iron Man game news originates from Steven Rhodes on Twitter, who is a narrative director at EA Motive working on Marvel's Iron Man. And in one of his recent tweets, he went on to post a job relating to the game, stating, "Come work with me and help create the next great Iron Man story here at EA Motive," with a link attached below to a senior writing position over at Electronic Arts. And if you want to see Steven Rhodes' credentials within other video games to get a sense of what the story is going to be within this Iron Man game, definitely make sure to check out The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, as well as the Blood and Wine expansion, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Greedfall as some of the few titles that he has written for. And knowing that he's one of the main people working on the story for this game, it gives me even more confidence that we are going to be seeing a totally brand new Tony Stark portrayed in a way that we've never seen before. Just like what we saw with Eidos Montreal's portrayal of the Guardians of the Galaxy in their game, and of course Insomniac's take on Peter Parker and Miles Morales in their own Spider-Man games. And to read directly off the job description itself, this is where I get even more hyped. Where the senior writer position specifically states, "Our motive is to create innovative action games within iconic worlds where every player feels like the hero." Let's say that again. Iconic worlds where every player feels like the hero. Our passion has taken us from imagining dogfighter pilots in Star Wars Squadrons to recreating Isaac Clarke on board the Ishimura in Dead Space, and now to building an original Iron Man action-adventure video game. Motive is looking for a writer who can help us grow the team and explore new ways to deliver stories within our titles. You'll help define what narrative means within the studio, and how we develop our world internally. As part of the team, your daily responsibilities will include dialogue writing, story development, narrative implementation, and collaborating with other departments on narrative elements. You will report to the lead writer and also work closely with the narrative director. You will strike a balance between creative writing and technical expertise. This includes writing scripted mission dialogue, pacing out gameplay to help tell the story, and contributing to the narrative vision. This is a collaborative position and will require working with all disciplines within the studio to help define how the story integrates with gameplay. So the TLDR version of that is that the main role of the senior writer is to thoroughly implement the narrative within all aspects of the game. But the most interesting thing about this job listing is where we go all the way down to the qualifications that the job entails, where you do end up seeing the standard factors of have experience with interactive storytelling, work and succeed in collaborative team environment, but the main point which I highlighted that gets me amped up the most is that the senior writer needs to have experience in open world and non-linear dialogue for games. And for me, especially if we're talking about a character like Iron Man, this is beyond incredible. In my opinion, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was my game of the year for 2021. Not just because of how insanely fun the game is, but also because of the incredible story that was told in that game. And in case you forgot or haven't played the game for yourself, one of the best aspects about it is that you can engage in different dialogue options throughout the game. Even though the ending still remains relatively the same no matter what you choose, it still adds a lot more character to Star-Lord, which is the main character that you're playing as, throughout the entire narrative that is set within each character that forms up the Guardians team as a whole. So if Motive is able to thoroughly implement some narrative RPG elements within this Iron Man game, not to mention a completely explorable open world, especially given everything else that they've already talked about this game so far, this has easily become one of my most anticipated Marvel games. And while we are likely still a ways out until we see more of this game, it's definitely one to make sure that you keep on your radar. But with all that said, everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about Motive's Iron Man game potentially including non-linear dialogue options for the story, as well as a fully explorable open world? Would you want the open world to take place in New York just like what we've seen in Insomniac's Spider-Man games, or potentially be set in a completely different environment? Let me know what you think. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel games videos like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, stay merry Marvelites, and until next time, peace out.